I need to save this gameplay. What the hell?
Nerd Confessions. Incoming transmission. Accessing database. Identification acquired. Welcome back, user. Nerd Confessions will begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Everybody, welcome back to Nerd Confessions, our safe haven where we discuss our thoughts and opinions on everything nerdy, geeky, techie, and whatever. It's been a week since our last confession, but before we jump right into it, we'd like to remind our listeners that you can follow us on various social media platforms, find previous episodes, and view bonus content on our website, nerdconfessions.net. I'm Ellie, the moderator for this episode, and I'm joined by Sohail.
What's up?
William. Hi. Tommy.
Yo.
And our special guest once more, Shuri.
Hello.
Writer extraordinaire.
Great writer.
Thank you.
In this episode, we'll be talking about our 5 most recent nerd news and topics important to us, and probably you too. EA's COD.
Killer.
Sorry, I just saw a little caption. Should I start that all over?
You can't put this music.
Oh. Anyways, EA's COD Killer, Battlefield 1, the latest addition to the Underworld movie franchise, Underworld Blood Wars. Stick around until the end of the episode to hear some of our listeners' confessions. If you'd like to send us a confession, you can do so by emailing us at contact@nerdconfessions.net or send us a tweet. For starters, let's see what everyone's been up to today and this week and whatever. We'll start with Tommy. What is up?
So this week I got really into the anime Log Horizon. I caught up on the latest season of Empire, for those of you who've seen it. It's actually pretty interesting still. I watched Underworld. I also went to Universal Studios and saw what I call Harry Potter Land for the first time, and it was amazing.
Did you have a butterbeer?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you just had that butter
just the
yogurt thing?
Yeah, I'll give butterbeer next time.
The frozen one is awesome.
Huh?
The frozen butter beer is really good.
I'm yet to try the frozen one. I'm yet to try that, but I did try a little bit of the hot and didn't like it.
I love the hot one. It was like melted flan.
I hate flan.
What? You hate flan?
I do too.
I don't like it.
What?
I like it.
Flan is
It's a
great.
French delicacy.
I mean, if it's made right.
I thought Mexican made it better than French. I don't know.
I think it was originated in France.
I'm not a fan of custard. I don't like custard.
I'm just saying the ones I have that are like from like Mexican restaurants are better than the ones I've had.
But
I like frozen custard, but I don't like custard.
Yeah. What?
I like frozen custard, but I don't like custard. So I don't know what to tell you.
There's only one flan I like, and that's the one my mom makes. Bam.
Cute.
Aww.
What else did I do this week? I played Battlefield 1, which we're going to get into in a little while. I also... What else did I do? I can't even remember. Oh, I played some Diablo 3. Played a little bit of Ark. And I think that's all I can remember right now.
I'm proud of you for no longer being enveloped in Ark and you're spreading your gamer wings.
Oh no, it's still
to other PC.
It's still bad, but
to other PC games.
Well, I played Diablo.
Aren't you playing Diablo?
Yeah. I played Diablo at the beginning, and now I came back to it, and it's a whole lot better than when it first launched.
Yeah,
which is why I'm dragging you into it.
Oh, question for you.
Yes.
Have you played or picked up Watch Dogs?
No.
Okay, let's move on. So Sohail, what's up with you?
So I did pretty much all of us went to Universal Studios together, so we had a great time. Went to Harry Potter Land. We did the Kubo exhibit on the reference, actually from the what was it? Ellie told us to go. She's like, Ellie wanted to go, so we went with her, and I actually enjoyed it, and it was great.
I saw the email. I showed it to her, and
I got the email too. I just saw it like 20 minutes after you.
By the way, did you guys get an email that said thank you very much for coming?
No.
Check your email. They sent you an email as soon as you left the park or stayed.
How did they know?
When you entered, your email was connected to it. So it's
mine wasn't.
Okay.
Did you guys see the new studio tour?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
With the
Fast and the Furious.
Yeah.
That's
oh my God. I was laughing so much.
We call it the hanging diesel.
I can't
That was so goofy.
It was.
I just can't get over how long he hung onto the helicopter and could talk to you. He's like,
I know.
he's
It's
like hanging on to blah 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 blah.
And then he
blah,
did
blah,
it with one hand for a while, right? With one arm.
I tell you right now, I hate that fucking
so
part
serious.
because all it is just smoke getting blown in your face.
At first, I was like, "Oh, those look like they're real people." There
Like it's a party.
I love the party scene. It's just like girls from the 90s. Like,
yeah, they're hoeing it up, man. It's like, yeah.
bring back memories somehow.
I thought Tupac was gonna be with them though.
That's messed up.
That's fucked up, dude.
You think
don't
you think
do that.
Tyrese Gibson looks like Tupac?
Well, you don't remember the first time they like showed this kind of technology was Tupac on stage.
It was at like
amazing.
Coachella or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Nah.
It wasn't even like it's not even like that great because the background is actually real. What the heck? The actually real that truck actually that comes out of the ground is real. It's back there. The only thing that isn't is their holograms.
Oh really? I couldn't tell.
Yeah, that's there.
It's like, they call it a party, and there's like 6 girls.
You were looking at the truck the whole time? Priorities, man.
You obviously haven't been at parties I've been to where a party is like
Where the hell you
18
been?
guys and one girl. That's a party. And this is actually a good party if there's even girls and even guys. And one guy that when he's dancing out, he hits the wall. He goes like, and he hits the wall, and you can see him back off, bounce off. But I thought it was a really terrible part. But Tyrese Gibson, I don't like him, and I hope.
Why? He's great.
What else has he done?
Transformers.
What else has he done?
Rap music.
He doesn't do rap music. He sings like smooth music, doesn't he? He's like,
it's still good.
give me some love or something like that.
It's good.
All right, right. I don't talk shit.
Not
on
everybody
Tyrese.
needs to be Will Smith.
Tyrese is better than me. It's all right. You better, more popular. It's okay. I like Tyrese, but I hate him.
The King Kong one is still pretty good though. It's still every
the
time
King
I see
Kong
it, it's
one is the
amazing.
best. I just can't believe how wet I got.
I hate
You?
that.
I got pretty
I got
wet.
shot way worse than you. I was sitting on the side. I get hit first, and you get the aftermath.
Because you sat in 2 damn seats.
I didn't sit in 2 seats.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't. It has
Yeah,
nothing
you
to
did.
do
Yeah,
with
butt cheek on one seat and the butt cheek on the other
It's
seat.
a goddamn lie.
I sat there and he's like, I need both seats. I'm like, why?
I never even said that. You put words in my mouth, some bitch.
I hate that.
Every time.
He had 2 seats and he's like, move over. I was like, what?
Hey, at least I didn't have to get us to restart the round of Harry Potter.
Are you gonna buy 2 plane tickets
what
for the
you
plane
might-
ride to Japan?
No,
What?
dude, I can't wait to go to Japan. That'd be dope.
My favorite part's still the Jaws. It still gets me.
I like the
that's so
Bates
stupid.
Motel part.
Oh, but Norman was not great in this performance for that tour.
Oh.
We totally saw him drag the body back out from the trunk. It's like,
Yeah.
is she
Yeah,
alive?
that-
She dead? Like,
I missed
don't
the
know.
King
And
Kong
it-
thing. They
it
had
wasn't-
right
it
after
was-
Jaws.
It was really bad because she called him something different. Remember? She called him by his real name. She's like, Norman.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, she did something. I forgot what his real name was, but she's like, oh,
Really?
yeah, she messed up. It was really funny. She called him by his real name, and she's. I guess they all work together, probably.
Yeah.
No.
You think?
But then you see it usually whenever the good Normans will when they see the tram leaving,
They'll follow.
they'll look
Oh,
at it
they'll
while it
look,
goes
yeah,
up the hill,
yeah.
and then they'll wave or they'll like
That's
shake their
awesome.
knife at it.
Or
Like,
they'll
you
attempt
actually
to
saw
run.
him go back to the body, put it back in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude, I saw him literally reach with one hand, lazily grab the hand, just yank it like, fuck, I hate this job.
Yeah.
No, he
Yeah,
grabbed
that's
the
a bad
body and he's like,
Norman.
I gotta go back into the room. Here we go. But
Yeah.
whatever.
Whatever, Norman. What else did you do? That's it.
Oh yeah, I did more stuff. I played Battlefield 1 with the rest. Played with these 2 goofballs, William and Tommy.
Hey, who you calling a goofball, man?
I also continue to play. I jumped back into Gears of War 4.
You jumped back and you didn't tell me?
Yes, I went back in.
Son of a bitch.
I want to play.
I went back in and I played the story a little bit
Where,
again.
on Xbox or PlayStation?
Xbox One.
What? You went back to the Xbox?
Yes, I went to Xbox One to see what you were doing,
You're a goddamn liar.
and I saw that you last were online on the Xbox app, sending a message to somebody about Ark.
It's not a
You
lie.
read the message?
It's not a lie.
Were you able to read the message?
No, I just knew he was on the Xbox
That's
One.
called stalking, Ellie.
I assumed that he went on the app to tell someone something
Every
about
time
the game.
I've looked
Hey,
on the app,
let's just
I was
say,
playing Ark.
let's just say I've caused problems.
Oh my god.
Is that why you stopped playing Ark?
No, but I've caused problems.
No, it's because the game has got repetitive. You probably plays every 4 days now or 3 days now.
You're a dick.
Alright, enough of
But
this
anyway.
Ark talk.
Anyway,
though.
moving on. I'm not that cool.
William, what did you do?
I went to Universal with you guys. I saw the.
Wait, you were there?
Yeah.
You what? I didn't
Oh,
see you
shit.
there.
I saw the Kubo exhibit, and I loved it. I like how
Coolest
you
thing
can-
is that big skeleton, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it wasn't exactly just Kubo though.
Well, I saw. Yeah, it was everything that Leica
Leica?
has done, and Box Trolls is there.
Coraline.
Coraline was there.
I think
I enjoyed Kubo the most at the end because they had the
Paranorman.
largest
Paranorman?
thing that
Yeah,
they've
all
been
the
there,
same studio.
done there.
Dude, all those Paranorman dolls creeped me out.
They were cool.
I don't know. I just felt like somebody had a creepy ass life or something.
the whole setup was great. If you watched and saw like the little nuanced things of the little exhibit, which
Yeah,
you don't wanna talk
liked
about.
I liked how you could see where they snapped the other faces on that were 3D printed.
Dude,
You could actually see the lines around the face.
what did he say when his 3D print is like 4 million facial things it goes? It's just like, holy shit.
yeah, the snap
Someone
between
has this job. You gotta sit there
Yes, it
and they
is.
think of like expressions. Because I mean, at the end of the day, you can tell computer numbers, but it ain't gonna guess expressions. Someone's gotta
There's
tell
a
it.
list.
A listy list.
Yes.
I was looking at the Kubo exhibit on my phone.
Oh, okay.
So
This big skeleton. What do you think of that?
I
That
think
big skeleton was cool.
I
That
think
was
the
the
work
coolest
that the work that they put in, the biggest thing that surprised me is that Leica invented 3D printing, and
Yeah, I didn't know
That
that.
Or
either.
surprised the
stop
crap.
motion, I guess. The
Yeah.
color 3D printing, isn't it?
Yeah, color 3D.
the
printed
color.
is 3D,
It doesn't
yeah,
matter. They invented something that was amazing, and then they're like, "Yeah, now it's into moving into the realms
I
of
was the
this."
most
You know what's amazing?
prosthetics.
Their film took 10 goddamn years to make.
I was the most impressed by the last 3 exhibits they had, which is the set piece where you could see the set that they actually work on,
Oh, where they're standing in the room and shit.
Yeah.
That was cool.
and then you could also see the ship. I mean, we saw it in the video behind the scenes, but now you actually see that ship in person. The ship's really cool.
You know what? Stop motion looks cool, and I have mad respect for the people who make it because it takes a lot of time and patience. But honestly, there's some times when I would be sitting there looking at it, and I'm just thinking, like, wow. I mean, just such a waste of time.
Oh my god!
Well, it has
it's
a
an
look that
art.
it can't.
I know it's an art, but like a 10-year art, for fuck's sakes.
But
Like,
It has
Just
a
like
look that you
people-
can't
just like
reproduce in
people
3D
would-
animation.
Just like people
What?
would say, playing video games is a waste of time. Some people think that way, and now you're thinking.
okay,
that
no, you
back.
cannot compare video games to
Yeah, you
stop
can.
motion
Some
filming.
people
No.
find the art of stop motion to be almost therapeutic. Like that's their life. That's what they live. That's what they breathe for.
No,
that
they don't. Who the hell?
Yes. Oh
No, you
my
gotta think about it this way. You
gosh.
gotta think
I
about it
feel
this way.
so insulted.
You
That's
gotta
why
think-
it's such a
listen,
small
You gotta think about
genre.
this. Think about it this way: stop motion people, they don't do it because they think it's tedious. They do it because they love the art of stop motion.
And you can't reproduce that look. It can get close, but you can't totally reproduce an actual figure that's animated by hand.
they did a good job with the CG
I mean,
though.
every inch, every millimeter, they would
I
move
think
things.
Paranorman's
My
the
brain
first
was
one
like,
they did
holy
CG
fuck.
on.
CG.
Yeah, they did CG on Paranorman where they cut out like some of the lines got pulled out, some of the textured effects.
They don't want you
got-
to see where they snap the face.
Yeah.
But
Well, I think most of them. I think Coraline might have gotten a quick treatment too.
like a facelift, you know. a little
Yeah.
bit.
I think
That
also
and
for
like
sure.
rain and all that. So they said that it did. But anyway,
Yeah.
Amazing stuff. What else did you do, William?
Last Guardian, I played a little bit more of that. I played Battlefield 1 with Sohail and Tommy. Tommy complained a lot during it.
what?
He didn't like. We'll get into that later. Underworld Blood Wars.
Butt wars?
Blood Wars.
I wish.
Depending on how you watched it, it could have been but worse. But anyway,
I played Battlefront with Ellie.
We did.
Playing the X-Wing experience made me want to jump back into it and play it a little bit. So I played a little bit with Ellie, and it doesn't stand up quite as well. But I had all the DSC I bought a long time ago. Just never played it. The Death Star is pretty cool. You actually go in the trenches.
I didn't see Diego Luna, so I can't.
Yeah, I don't think
Can't
he's
say.
actual playable. You get to play as Jin though.
Yeah, that's true. But Diego Luna would have been better.
It's true.
I wonder what her
Captain
special power
Caspian,
is.
let me correct
Honesty.
let's fuck that guy.
And recommended to me by
Just
Encore.
jealous.
I watched a Netflix exclusive Black Mirror.
Oh,
don't know if you guys
I
heard
heard
that.
of that. Yeah.
It's kind of. I wasn't that entertained. Well, I was entertained by enough to watch it. I was playing Fallout 4 while I watched it, but what's kind of interesting about it is like it's reminded me of Outer Limits and what's that other one like Outer Limits, Twilight Zone, a little bit, except it's always about technology going crazy or some abuse of technology. And once you understand what they're trying to say about the technology in this situation, I kind of lost interest in as far as like how they carry it forward. But like getting to what they're trying to say about technology happening, I thought that was worth it to try to see where they're going with it.
Yeah.
So
I watched a little bit with Encore actually together.
Really, which one did you watch?
The one where her boyfriend dies and he's like on the cell phone or something.
Oh,
yeah,
that's a weird one.
I didn't know what was going on, and I was like, why is he in
the one I like them? I probably like the most is the one where the old ladies are in like it looks like a real world. You don't even know it's a real world until it's not. It's a fake world until later. But they're like actually old ladies, and one is actually disabled and laying in bed, and all she can do is blink her eyes.
Do you have to watch this series like chronologically, or
no? They're each. It's like Twilight Zone or Outer Limits. Each one is unrelated to
season one of Supernatural.
Some are good. Some are better than others. So the first one I ever watched was about social media, and I didn't enjoy that one the most, but it was kind of funny.
And there's only one season
so far.
Two seasons.
Two seasons.
Yeah. Oh, okay, that's cool. Is that all you did?
Also watched
God damn.
a little bit.
Do you work?
Yes. Also worked a lot.
Mm.
You just don't. You're not human.
He doesn't
You're not
sleep.
Human. There's no way.
He sleeps
sleep
like
is
4 hours.
sleep when you're dead.
But that's all I did.
Awesome. And Cherie, hello.
Hi.
Welcome.
Okay.
What did you do?
I have been trying to catch up on the Comedy Bang Bang podcast, so I've been doing that. And
Comedy Bang Bang. Who they?
Unfortunately, the TV show got canceled. Sad. I also listened to Uncanny County, which was weird and dumb.
Where'd you watch that on?
It's a podcast. Oh, it's a horror podcast.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
I found it familiar.
And I watched Arrival and La La Land. I played Super Hot, which is awesome.
I love Super Hot. I have that on my
great.
Oculus in VR. It's pretty cool.
I've never played VR.
I know, but it's the same concept basically, except it's different situations. Like you're jumped into a situation where there's these things in front of you and the people around you already. You're not like constantly playing like the other one.
That's
cool. It's pretty cool. I like the regular Super Hot too. Super hot.
I know.
Super hot.
That like freaks my dog out.
You would like this, Sohail. I forgot to mention this when I was talking about it earlier. In Super Hot, when you want to exit the game to the main menu, you shoot yourself in the head.
Like I did in Farpoint.
Yeah. And then you come to a real character. You have a VR helmet that you take off, and there's like this really old computer in front of you. It's interesting. But sorry, go ahead, Shri.
Oh, yeah. That's... Oh, and then I have been playing Miitomo. On my phone.
Nice.
Oh, that's why I heard those weird robotic voices coming from your phone earlier.
Like, how long have you been playing that?
A few days.
Have you tried Super Mario Run?
No.
Isn't Miitomo the game where you're like a Mii?
Yeah.
It's
I just interest in it because you have to have friends to talk to. Otherwise, you're talking to strangers and it makes no sense.
You need friends for the game.
I remember when Will taught me the hack he had with how to get so many friends on it, and I was like, oh my god, I have so many weird people that I don't know.
I just followed everybody. I think I followed everybody's friends of friends.
I noticed that you had like a ton of friends, and then one of my friends even asked me, "It's like, wait, is this your friend?
It was me.
Is this your friend that added me?" And then I saw William.
Hey, I was even talking to one of your friends. He said William knows what I'm talking about. He said that.
But anyways, it was weird because then the only interest I had was just to know what my friends answered to these weird questions. So if you didn't have your friends to play with, I didn't see the point of having it.
I agree. I got angry when I added people I didn't know because they were talking to me and I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Like today I had ice cream and it was great. I'm like,
I found out what Sohail I found out one thing that Sohail thinks about me that I don't think I would have ever found out otherwise.
What is it?
What was it?
He thinks that I care.
Your characteristics and one of those things. See, this is one and it's important.
I said, what if I don't care? And he said, then you're not William.
I don't remember writing all this, but all right.
So lost.
Yeah, we'll keep us posted and see how long that lasts.
Yeah, you basically just answer questions. So I'm gonna get bored.
I got obsessed one time from one of those games. What do they call it? The Mitomo game? I don't know. You guys know what I'm talking about, right?
It was Mitomo.
Yeah, the little games that you play to get
the mini games.
The outfits, the mini games.
The mini games.
Oh
yes.
yeah, I like.
There was one with the alien and space themed one, and I was so obsessed with getting all the alien clothes.
That was Nintendo's first foray into Apple iPhone, right?
It wasn't developed directly by them though. The Mario Run is the first one that was developed directly by them.
Oh. Yeah. Miyamoto makes me so happy when I saw him playing Zelda.
Oh, Zelda.
When I forget the guy's name from, I know his name, but
the other guy that does Zelda, the one with the gray hair.
No, the guy from Nintendo USA.
Oh, you're talking about the Switch presentation?
So he comes up to him and he goes, "So what are you playing?" And he's like, "This guy, great."
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that's so funny. He makes me happy.
Miyamoto's the best.
But that was it, Sheree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched Lights Out, but that movie's been out for a while.
How's La La Land? I heard it was like one of La La Land.
Oh, it was.
Did you like it? Was it really like one of those romance movies?
Did you fall in love with Ryan Gosling?
Did you?
Okay, first of all, Ryan Gosling, I only like him in Drive.
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
One of my favorites.
The movie was really beautifully made. I am a jazz fan myself, so I really love that was a huge part of it. But the story is just kind of sad.
All right.
So there you go.
Ryan Gosling better be good in Blade Runner. That's all I gotta say. We're gonna be mad.
No.
I'm sure he'll be fine.
He's a pretty good actor.
I don't think they're going to be allowed to mess that movie up.
I still want to see that movie that he directed.
Which one?
I think he came
Ryan
out
Gosling doesn't eat a cereal.
Oh, that weird one?
It's supposed to be like weird and artsy. I just found out about it last week.
Yeah, you're all into those artsy films, aren't you?
Yeah.
The most artsy movie I've ever watched, artsy fartsy movie, I had to go to a specific theater, was like The Producers or something. I don't know what it was called. Not Producers. The Aristocrats.
Aristocrats. Good. Was it a Disney movie?
No, it's a movie where they just tell the same joke like 80 times, and it's like 2 hours long. I almost lost my mind. I took my phone out in the movie.
Kind of like that Ewok exhibit at the Star Wars convention. Yeah.
I almost punched somebody in the face. I almost left. I farted in the movie, so
and everyone thought it was part of it.
No, I farted like on purpose to make people annoyed because I was so annoyed. I was like, and people were like,
Someone did that when I went to go watch Neon Demon, and it was like in one of the quietest scenes, and just there were only 5 people there, and it's like the person that did it was like sitting right next to us, and it was so awkward.
You know,
whoa,
Tommy.
So I was sitting. So let me just jump into one story that made me laugh. I'm sitting in a store. I'm sitting at work, and there's a lady sitting at a table next to where I'm sitting, and I swear to God, she didn't know I was there or something. She let one rip. It was loud as heck. It just was like, and I was just like, God damn. And I look at her, and she looks at me, and she's like, I didn't think you were there. She said that. No, you could tell she's thinking that, and she like grabs her shit, and she's like, gotta go. And she's like, I gotta go. So she grabbed everything. She went, rup, gotta go. Went out the door. I was like, damn, she's probably had a wet fart.
Did she finish her food at least? Maybe she had like a wet fart, and she's like, oh. She looked, she's like, oh, shit.
What the first thing you do, go to the bathroom when you sharted?
What?
The first thing you do when you shart is go to the bathroom and make sure you didn't shit your pants.
Yeah.
So I think
Tommy goes home in the privacy of his own house.
Yeah. What?
To check that.
All right, moving on.
Yeah. Let's find out what I did today, last week, this week.
What have you done?
What have I done? I play more Watch Dogs. I'm completely obsessed with it right now, like collecting things.
God.
Shut up. You should play.
Maybe one day.
I'm actually inspired by the art in it.
Watch Dogs 2, to be exact.
Watch Dogs 2, sorry. Watch Dogs.
Yeah, don't fuck that up.
And
We'll be pissed.
Anyways, I also, of course, went to Universal, saw the exhibit there, and I enjoyed the Jaws portion of the tram.
Is it because somebody gets killed? You psychopath.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, Norman supposedly killed someone, and I didn't like that one, but whatever. Anyways, and then I also played Battlefront with William, and then I watched the first episode of Series of Unfortunate Events on Netflix.
Wasn't any good?
Sad.
That looks like it's getting a lot of hype.
It was getting a lot of hype. I was one of those giving it hype, and...
Do you think Jim Carrey did it better?
Jim Carrey's a different kind of
Lemony Snickets.
character-ish. But there's just certain things about it, just based off the very first episode that I didn't like, and there was things I did like, so I'm kind of conflicted. Not until I watch more of it that I'll know if I actually like the series or not.
Right.
How did you feel about the children?
The children were okay. I think that was like one of the parts that I actually did like. The children were well portrayed. It was just mostly Count Olaf and then the narrator that had problems, along with like a little bit of the art direction. That just didn't feel like...
I'm not a fan of Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah, I don't know if he was... I don't know.
It's
Wait,
not that.
he plays Count Olaf?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
What?
With a giant head.
I was trying to figure out, like, who the hell is that? I didn't recognize him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Neil Patrick Harris.
Well, how do you know?
He's
MPJ.
okay. I like him.
MPH.
I think the only place I really liked him was...
Harold and Kumar.
No.
How much?
Oh.
Starship Troopers.
Oh.
Well, the one
Remember
thing...
he played the guy
When he was
that
like
has the
really
brain
thin and really weird looking at the end.
and he had the trench coat on. He's like, it's afraid. They're
Yes.
afraid.
Then they never did another movie that was good.
I liked him in that thing he did with Nathan Fillion and Felicia Day. It was like a musical.
Oh yeah, the one Doctor Strangelove. Doctor
Yeah.
Strange good.
Yeah.
I never watched it, but I know the name. I don't know why I know the name.
Yeah, it was funny.
Yeah, well...
Yeah, I don't watch musicals.
Quick thing about the series, I did scan through the titles of each of the episodes. They are staying true to the actual book series. So there was like the Bad Beginning Part 1, Bad Beginning Part 2, and then it's just 2 parts for each book. So then it'll go to Reptile Room Part 1, Part 2, and so on and so forth. It ends like maybe I think it was at the Miserable Mill for season 1. If you guys keep up with those books. Because that was life for me. Anyways, well, that's all I did. But, yeah. Well, news time. Okay, news number 1. We're all familiar with the Spider-Man movie released in 2002 with Tobey Maguire.
Really?
What you may not know is that the cafeteria scene where Peter Parker shows off some of his spider senses and catches the tray of food that's falling. It's actually not CG. Ooh.
Yeah, he did like 114 takes, right? Or
156
Yeah.
takes. But he got it.
Yeah, the last one. So they
Well,
had
congratulations.
Don't you remember that scene?
56 times.
Don't
he
you remember that
drops food.
scene where he captures that milk and places it perfectly on the tray?
It's kind of like trivia, not news.
Well,
Fun trivia for you. Spider-Man movie.
it's newsworthy that we've just found this out.
Not fine. That's good.
It was news in 2002.
Yeah.
But can you believe that he did
didn't know that in 2002.
156 takes? Like if you imagine if you're what's her name? What's his partner in that movie? The girl.
Mary Jane.
Mary Jane, the main actress.
I forgot her name. Kristen Dunst.
Kristen Dunst.
Yeah.
Imagine Kristen Dunst 156 times you fall into his arm.
I know.
I would
that
be
must
like,
suck.
oh my back.
I would have been, where's my stunt person?
And that's why, a lot of these movies, I mean, that's one scene. Can you imagine how many takes they had on a lot of the scenes they do? I mean, that's why when people just go, oh yeah, that movie was like average, it's kind of like an insult to them. Because it's like, the guy like slaved over it and you're just like, yeah, it wasn't that great.
Well, that's how it is in the entertainment industry, and it's sad.
Yep.
Moving on.
News topic number 2. The Alien Covenant trailer is here. What do you guys think?
That looks like shit.
It looks okay.
Oh my gosh, aliens!
It looks like shit. It looks typical. It's overrated. I'm tired of this shit. Move on.
What I'm
Just 'cause
happy
you're
about.
scared of it doesn't mean that's gonna be
Yes,
horrible.
I'm scared of it. And I hate it.
What I'm happy about is it's gonna have xenomorphs in it, not the
Really?
neomorphs like Prometheus had.
Yeah.
But do you guys think it's gonna be better than Prometheus, or is it going to be just as much as a horror film angle?
My
know.
favorite part in Prometheus was the abortion scene.
I know. I was gonna say that.
What's wrong with you guys?
So
You guys are
that was a
horrible.
neomorph.
You know my
Let's do
favorite.
something different.
My favorite part of that whole movie is when she ran away from the ship when it was falling on top of her, but she could have just went left or right and it would have been faster. It's like, what a waste of movie.
Yeah, I like Prometheus, but it had some silly parts.
I didn't.
But
didn't find
this does seem
anything
like it's just
silly.
going to be a horror movie.
Yeah,
Basic
this
horror
just looks
movie.
like a team. They're like, yeah, we're gonna go fucking look at the stuff
It
in the
didn't- it
future,
didn't
and then
give
they
me-
go, and then fucking one by one, they start fucking getting killed, like it's Jurassic Park, but on fucking Mars or some shit, and that's all that it's gonna be.
It didn't give me the ambience of original Alien, and I love that movie.
Exactly.
My favorite movie. One of my favorites.
Elizabeth, is this
I hope a
the-
predator shows up at the end and just wipes everything out.
Are these the kind of aliens that you are from?
No, those are kind of more like savaged ones. I'm more of a intelligent race.
You calling xenomorphs not intelligent?
No, they're smart, but in the like a predator kind of way. Without being
why are they
predator.
even a problem? I don't understand why they're even a problem.
Xenomorphs?
Why don't you just blow up your ship?
Because
Just
then
stop.
you die.
What you didn't know is
That's
that one
fine.
was laying its egg inside of you before you blew it up, and on the new ship you're on, it's going to hatch.
When you blow yourself up, you just suicide.
And then it's going to come out, and then it's going to have sex with a cow, and then it's going to become a scorpion xenomorph.
Well, I'm
I'm
excited
tired of
about this movie.
And then
It's
the only way you can
aliens.
kill it is lava,
And you know, and-
because you're in a prison.
What
And
is
you know, it might not
happening?
have the same feels.
But you have to use a bear claw to get out.
It might not have the same
Of the
feels
prison.
as the original Alien movies, but I think it's about time for a change. I feel like if they try remaking Alien movies like how the way they were before, it just I don't know. I feel like there's
I think
a
at least they could have the same sound effect.
I
You know
guess.
that doo that sound effect? It's hard for me to use.
Why don't they just bring in Sigourney Weaver again, put her on a ship, have her hold the next baby? She never knew it, but this one's like an improved version of the xenomorphs. Instead of have a scorpion tail, it's got a very long penis.
Oh
Oh
God!
my gosh. Okay, topic number 2 is done.
Building up.
It was
building it up.
It was all serious, and then went right to the weirdness.
News topic number 3. Lily Robotics excited a lot of people excited?
Mhm.
Excite?
They were people. They excited a lot of people.
Oh. News topic number 3. Lily Robotics excited a lot of people with a follow-along camera drone that earned $34 million in pre-orders.
Dollars.
$34 million in pre-orders.
Yeah, dollars. USA. Despite this, the R&D for this product was so expensive that they are bankrupt. The remaining money that the company will be spent on the reimbursing
Those who pre-ordered.
who pre-ordered. I
Yeah.
read it exact.
What the hell? What does it do?
So it was a drone that would fly around and actually like follow you, specifically you,
You ain't got time
like
for that.
basically follow you around, and people loved it.
I would swat the shit out of that thing.
Well, they had something.
Fuck
GoPro
off.
did something similar. That's
I
just
forget.
like sitting on a tripod and it follows you.
Yeah,
But this
yeah.
is actual drone that follows.
This is a drone that would follow you. Like say you want to do like
I mean, this would be good
extreme
for
sports. Like if you want to do
yeah,
extreme
something
sports,
like that. I guess would be good,
Or
or like
somebody-
cameraman kind of deal,
or somebody that wants to shoot a movie but they don't
Yeah.
have enough money to. Yeah,
enough
then you do that.
people. Okay,
So
that
you
makes
they
sense.
did that. So but what happened is they got $34 million and they spent it all on R&D, and they're not going to deliver a product, and they're bankrupt, and they said they're not going to. They're done.
So they just screwed
So
themselves.
they basically used everyone's money.
Wow, what a bunch of dicks.
Goodbye. That's why I don't like crowdsourcing, funding.
Well, it's in the disclaimer. You might get screwed.
I know it's in the disclaimer, but it just
That's
go
why I
be
don't
like a
give-
traditional business and go pull it from a bank.
That's why I don't give
Mhm.
money to anybody.
Stop being a dick to all of us.
Being people. News topic number 4. In a recent murder trial, Amazon Echo devices may be used against the customer. The defendant has several Echo devices throughout his house which are always listening. An Amazon spokesperson stated, Amazon will not release customer information without a valid and binding legal demand properly served on us. Amazon objects to overbroad or otherwise inappropriate demands as a matter of course. Just so everyone knows, the Amazon Echo only listens and communicates to the internet when the key phrase Alexa or Amazon is spoken.
I think this is awesome. And I think they should make it into a movie and have it be like a horror version of her.
What?
They should make her the next Hal.
What's going on?
Alexa.
I feel like I'm missing an important part
I think
of
they
this.
should have pulled an Apple and said no.
They should have
I
did
know,
this.
right?
So somebody,
Hack our system.
so let me get this straight. Somebody was
Somebody was
killed
murdered
or
in a house that had a whole bunch of Echoes or Amazon Alexas,
Okay.
and basically they want to pull the sound bites, thinking that maybe they'll pull something about
What
the
are they
murder.
thinking? Like the guy will be like, Alexa, did I kill him? Alexa, did I double tap correctly?
Well, maybe it'll go
Alexa,
by.
how to do
okay, he wasn't talking to his Echo at this
Alexa,
time.
how
frame.
to
Just
biodegrade a
When he
body?
usually talks to the Echo at this time frame. That's probably what they're going to go by with it.
That's so stupid.
I mean, yeah.
Maybe he was
There's
I
like,
mean, unless the guy was an absolute idiot. He's like, Alexa, where can I get a gun
Well,
illegally?
think about it. There's more uses than that. Like, usually this guy talks to the Alexa this time. If he was here at this time, then it's an alibi. It's not an alibi, if he's not there, right?
What are you talking about? That doesn't...
like he gets off work every day and he says, Alexa, give me my update at like 6 o'clock. But all of a sudden, out of nowhere,
This day when the murder
That day
happened,
he
he
didn't
wasn't
do
there
it.
and he didn't do it.
or maybe he was like, right when he was about to kill it, she's like, Alexa, call 9, and it didn't get to it.
But
You do
I
this every
mean,
time. That good old Tommy.
I see what you're saying.
That good old Tommy tunnel vision.
I
even
see what you
the-
guys are saying. No, I see what you guys are saying.
Even the opposite too, because if he was accused of something that didn't take place at his home, like it was outside, and he could, be on record like asking Alexa stuff in his house.
Yeah.
Mhm.
At the time of the murder, yeah.
True that.
Or you could be saying, Alexa, what's the latest deals on knives
Yeah.
/ guns /
How do
Alexa.
you clean up a body?
How do you...
Speaking of
Right?
which, Alexa's talking to us right now.
Is it?
Yeah, I did hear it. It was in the hallway.
Dude, that I'm telling you right now, that sucker talks randomly, like 3 in the fucking morning, and I absolutely lose my fucking mind. Like I'll be playing a game and I'll be talking to somebody, and all of a sudden it's like, I'm sorry, but we cannot order those Legos. I'm like, what? What are you talking about?
I'll be honest, it scared me a little bit.
And then I'll
because
be
it was like-
yelling, and people are listening to me on like Xbox Live. They're like, "Who are you yelling at?" I'm like, "They're yelling at the fucking house."
I'll be honest, it scared me a little bit because it was echoing all throughout your living room.
Yeah, it does that all the time. Dude, one time at 4 in the morning, it started playing jazz music. It scared the shit out of me. I just hear.
Maybe have a xenomorph that like to say Alexa.
No, I don't. Okay,
Okay.
yeah, next news.
Oh,
I say when it's the next news.
That's okay.
News topic number 5. Woody Harrelson is confirmed to be in the new Han Solo movie. Han Solo.
On Solo?
Han Solo.
you didn't have to add
He
all
may
that.
he may be the mentor for Han Solo, just as Rogue One and all the other Star Wars movies so far. The movie has been delayed from May 2018 to December 2018.
Why don't they just say we're doing all movies December? This is stupid.
I could see Woody Harrelson playing like some kind of scumbag mentor. And
I don't know
making
why, but-
Han Solo.
I'm getting a Guardians of the Galaxy vibe from this.
A little bit, yeah. So am I. That's
It's
okay
'cause-
though. Let's see what happens.
Because Woody Harrelson's kind of like that guy. I forget his name. That does the
Definitely.
blue guy in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Woody Harrelson's kind of like Batista.
Oh. No.
I think his character would be on the same range. The blue guy.
Every time I see Woody
the guy with the
Harrelson,
arrow, the little
Yeah.
arrow.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know his
where
name.
he whistles to it.
I don't
comes
know
to
his
him.
name. I'll look it up though.
dude, every time I see this guy, I feel like he could be like in a jungle with like
Is
short
it gonna be
cargo
kind of
pants.
like? Is it gonna be like
Sitting at tour.
Zombieland? Because Zombieland, he was a mentor to that kid, kind of.
I don't
Well,
know.
same thing in those Hunger Games movies.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
I don't know if I like that idea that he's in Star Wars.
Yeah, I like when they go with unknown actors in Star Wars.
Yeah,
Like Rogue One.
Like Rogue One, like the first Star Wars, Episode 4. They're all unknowns.
Yeah.
Except for Harrison Ford, which is in...
His name is Yondu, by the way.
Yeah, so it makes like no connection to an actor. Like, ooh, you get this vibe, or if because someone really hates this Woody guy.
Well,
they're not
usually they
gonna
make
watch
really
it.
good choices, too. with the exception of Hayden Christensen.
It's the name. The guy, the blue guy you're talking about. His name is Yondu.
Yondu?
Yeah, and
What
he's
else
a Michael
is he in?
worker.
Because
He's in that show you guys like, Walking Dead.
I could just see Woody Harrelson.
Oh.
Oh yeah. I could just see Woody Harrelson being a character much like that if it's going to be like a rogue smuggler badass guy.
He's also
I
in
hope it's
Guardians.
not
of
I mean,
the Galaxy.
he's not that.
Maybe he won't be that evil. I don't know.
Not just that, but I mean, Woody Harrelson. I mean, yes, he's a known actor, but I wouldn't categorize him like a Brad Pitt kind of fame.
He's not a big. He's
I don't
big,
think-
but he just had a lot of bad movies back in the past, and that's
so
why
I don't
people
think
are a little worried.
I don't think it'll be an issue.
I don't have high hopes for the movie.
Oh wow.
We'll see.
I don't know. Rogue One was good.
I did
Gotta
not
give him
like
props
it.
there.
You
You
didn't
didn't like it?
No.
You didn't like Rogue One?
I gotta admit,
wrote a
I
review on
I didn't really like it all that much either.
But Diego Luna.
Oh, I don't care about him at
Yeah,
all.
fuck Diego.
Yeah.
You know who I missed in that movie?
K2SO is like the best thing to come out
Dude,
of that
that
movie.
yes.
That was on my
I'm like-
top.
That and like the
definitely.
Darth Vader ending scene. Boom.
Yeah.
You know
And
what's really
I
good in that
like
movie?
See,
the
that's why we're
villain.
Slytherins. You see that? That's why
Yeah.
we're Slytherins.
I like the
Slytherins.
villain. His like suit, his white suit was like on point.
Yeah, I agree with you. Evil minds think alike.
Slytherins.
Yeah.
Slithers. Anyways, that's the end of our news. We're going to topic number 1 for the week. Battlefield 1. I didn't play it, so you guys go for it. Fight.
I'll go ahead and say that it's a lot better than when I first played the original Battlefield. I remember when my cousin invited me to play Battlefield, and they all rushed ahead, and I'm like, okay, shit, what do I do? And so I get in a helicopter, and I immediately crash it into the other 4 helicopters right next to it,
You're
and
playing
everything blows up.
Battlefield Vietnam, I'm guessing.
I don't know what it was, but I hated it. And then I remember you would sprint for like a goddamn hour just to get to the battle zone, and then someone snipes you, and then you got to fucking restart it all the way at the end of the world.
Or Battlefield 2.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. It was so
Probably
bad. I
Battlefield.
hated it. Absolutely hated it. I was getting sniped. I couldn't find out where it was. Like in this one, you could see where the guy shot you from. That one, I don't believe they showed you. So you're just like, I hope the guy doesn't shoot me again.
Yeah.
So like all the time was just running and running and running.
it's come a
This
long way.
had a bit of a Call of Duty, but yet not feel.
But the problem is that Call of Duty, this is what made Call of Duty shit their pants, is when they released this game. I remember when
I bet, 'cause this
Battlefield
was
4
really
they kept saying this is the COD killer, this is the COD killer, this is COD
yeah,
killer.
this is so good.
Well, this is Battlefield 1.
This is the COD killer. This game, Battlefield 1. Because
it's
it
a
has
COD killer.
the components of COD, but yet it has a way more strategy. It's a lot better. The graphics are amazing. The story in the campaign is really cool.
Well, what sets it apart from COD is not quite a Twitch shooter. Not as much Twitch. There's Twitch, but
There is
you
some
also
in
have
there.
vehicles.
Yeah,
They
it
have
uses it well.
strategy of control points.
I think COD is a gimmick and a sham. I hate COD. I hate watching people play COD. Sorry, everyone out there that likes COD, but I just don't like it.
Like
It
Codfish.
I just don't understand it. I don't understand how you can sit there and watch someone else shoot at somebody else and then pay for skins or whatever.
they're in
doing.
awe because they wish they could be that good.
Yeah, it makes
So
me
I
sad.
heard something about these machine guns. Do you guys think there's too many for the time period?
There's too many handheld machine guns. Yeah,
It's a little silly.
yeah. Like
They took a little too many liberties with that.
They took a lot of liberties with adding weapons that were not used by the common soldier. Yeah, a lot of soldiers used rifles at this period, and then you got these guys running around with like double machine guns. I'm like, where did you get a double machine gun from? The double pistol machine gun? And I'm like, I don't know where these guns are
Do you
coming
remember
from.
that guy wearing the full suit of armor? Do you
Yeah.
think that the bullets were weak enough to actually have that?
No,
deflected?
that guy would have been dead in like the first
Was it an
5
actual
bullets.
thing? I don't remember if that was a thing.
No, I know they had something like that, but not. It wasn't common. It wasn't common in the battlefield. But I know that most soldiers used rifles.
Do you
And-
think they did this just to add more of their technology? Because, like you said, all this stuff didn't exist.
It's true, but I think they may have just added it because it gave people a difference when it comes to playing the game. Like, I want to play as a guy that has a machine gun. Okay, you can add it in there, but they also have like 8 or 9 guns that are like special skins that you get from being really good at the game. They're not very much. Don't change the gun's ability to kill things. It just makes it so that it just looks different and may have a little bit different handling, and that's about it. But there was not that many machine guns at this period. Like, the Allies were using a crappy machine gun called the Show, and it was a light gun machine gun, but they still had the Lewis and the Browning. But
I don't think they had much choice. If it was just all those, one shot.
Yeah, they had kind
of a thing. It'd be kind of boring.
Yeah, you can't do that. So that's why they put all those guns, and Liberties were in there, and that's what Ellie said, and I think that's true. But it just felt so weird, like so many guys with machine guns like running around. I was like, I don't remember this, but maybe I'm crazy.
Is there much exploration in the game?
Oh, in the single player game? What do you guys think? I didn't think there was much. I think the exploration is pretty limited. It's pretty linear when it comes to it.
Yeah, it's very linear.
Wait, how many locations is it? Is it just the same?
It's 4 locations, 5 locations.
Well, I think they took a cool direction with the single player campaign. They split it up into different people, and these different people are in different parts of Europe. So you have one in Saudi Arabia, because that's where some of the war was going on there. You have a British guy with a tank in Germany area.
Yeah, I think it's in France or something. France
I'm
or
not
Germany.
Sure. And then you have an Italian guy fighting Turkey, right?
No, an Italian guy fighting Austro-Hungarians.
And then you have an Australian guy.
Yeah, an Australian guy that's fighting Turks. Ottoman Empire, yeah.
Then you
have the...
And that's Saudi Arabia is doing that too, but it's a different part.
Then you have a USA guy that's like the beginning of the game. So you get little pieces of each person, and
each one's very itself and doesn't align with the other one at all. They don't like play off each other at all.
There's different locations.
But what I also think is interesting is the multiplayer has like story to it. Like if you fail, it says this happened because of this, and because of this they moved on to this. You know what I mean? You move on to the next.
Oh, you mean the operations side?
Yeah. I thought that was kind of cool.
The operations background. Operations kind of like Battle. Remember how Battlefront, where you're playing that thing, AT-AT Walker? It's kind of like that, where you have an objective, but you're trying to capture the flag as the objective. So it's not really about killing each other. It's all about like the objective. So when people pay attention to the objective, the game runs well. When the people just care about getting kills, then the game runs badly. But the game is fun. The objective is fun because you're like, let's say the things that happened in the objective didn't happen the way that history had it written it. So let's say the Germans beat this battle, but they didn't. Well, they'll say like, if Germany won this battle, they may have turned the war or something like that. So it's like really interesting to listen to that. But the objectives are fun. You play as a group, and William is always our squad leader.
For some reason, because my username starts with an A, I guess.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, one of the coolest parts of this entire thing is the intro, where you get to play your different positions in different places, and you're different people, and you're not expected to survive. And then each time you die, it shows you like a birth and a death.
Oh yeah,
of a
that was
the closest interpretation to warfare I've ever seen.
That I think was one of the best intros I've ever seen for a game.
For war in general.
Yeah.
I mean, it just makes you realize the brutality. Because I mean, it's very easy to be like, they're just shooting guns, but this really shows you like.
Yeah, it starts you off. And you're just these random characters,
and you just die over the stupidest things, or just mistakes, or you run out of bullets, or you get overwhelmed.
When that soldier lived through.
Yeah, it gives you a lot of perspective, and it makes you understand why after this people going back would have so much PTSD and all these problems. I mean, it's horrible.
Do you think the camels got that too?
The what?
PTSD.
The camels.
Camels?
Weren't there camels in it?
I think maybe in the Saudi Arabia section, but I don't remember.
I don't think there's any. There's horses, but there's no camels.
I remember there was wasn't there?
There's horses.
Before the game came out, you guys were able to play
horses.
Was it horses?
It was horses.
Okay, I'll pretend they're camels.
The horses are actually a cool addition. They're actually really overpowered.
In the Saudi Arabia part, you can play as horses, and that was one of my favorite parts of the campaign. Was Lawrence of Arabia. Yeah.
It's really cool to watch the.
I really like the Australian one too.
The Australian one's interesting. I think the world of World War the World War I storyline is very, very. It's very sad because you're watching a lot of people die, and you can see that wars. You'll see different people die, different worlds, different people, different creeds, and people on just one side of the war, but you get to see a lot of people die, and it makes you sad, and war is horrific. But you haven't seen.
There's one part where everyone's dead, and then it's just you. It's just like you and like another guy, and then they both they look around, and everyone's dead. they're the only two alive, and they're on different sides, and they just like put their guns down, and you can just see they're exhausted. They're fighting the same fight, but against each other, and they're just like, man,
that's also a theme that's from All Quiet on the Western Front. If you ever watched the movie,
that's a great movie.
Yeah. That's a theme that happens. I think that happens on All Quiet on the Western Front, right? They run into each other and they're just like, screw it, I'm not gonna fight you. I'm going home.
Yeah, it's like towards the end. I think he's trying to get like a friend of his that died or something out.
We forgot. You mentioned the American guy in the beginning, but he just dies, and like that's like
right.
But you do have the American pilot. Forgot about that.
No, the American pilot says he's British.
Yeah, but isn't he actually American?
Yeah, he says he's British, but he's American.
Yeah.
You know, it's really fun to watch those different storylines, and knowing a lot about World War One, just because actually it's the 100th year anniversary was I think it was 2014, right? 2014 or 2014 is the 100th year anniversary, and now we're running into the 2017. Next year is the end of it. 100th year, so the end of the war will be 100 years next year.
I just think it's cool they actually did this game, because they had to take some liberties with like machine guns and things, but the atmosphere is really cool. It's really cool to jump back into like an old period that actually happened and not future war tech kind of a thing.
Yeah. Finally,
exactly.
Everyone's jumping into the fucking future.
It's really cool when you take a point and then all of a sudden you hear those whistles and everybody's shouting and you're running together. It's kind of exciting
when it first starts.
I love those whistles.
And you're just like, what's going on? Who's running?
You hear those old whistles.
You just start running. You don't know what direction you're going, but you just know you need to be running now.
Anyways, I really like war movies, but I never actually played a war game, so that's kind of cool.
Play Battlefront.
If you ever play Medal of Honor,
nope.
The one that came out, the original, and you did the D-Day advance. I'll never forget that mission.
Where you have everybody coming up in the
little boats.
In the boats,
yeah. And then you run out, and you're like, oh my god, this game looks so good, but it actually looks like trash. Go back and play it. It looks like boxes. But
I know, but it was cool when it came out.
So what would you guys rate this game based off what you played with it so far?
When I first saw the Zeppelin, I was like in awe on how cool it was, and when it came down from the sky, I was like, what the hell? That thing really moves, and when it falls, it's there permanently on the map. It doesn't disappear after it falls. It's there.
Dude, I had a plane. I was running along a wall, and a plane just literally within like a second just rammed into the wall right in front of me. Like if I had gone 2 steps closer, it would have just smashed me. And I was sitting there just staring, like, holy shit, a plane just landed.
How good the game looks on multiplayer, how good how fun it is to play with different vehicles, and how fun it is to play with like different mission types, and if you have a squad and everyone's something different, it's really fun to play that way. And if the first person single player mode is not really that great, but I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. It's a solid game, and the reason why it's getting 8 is not because it sucks or anything like that. I just find it that it doesn't have anything flawed with it graphically or anything like that. I just think the single player mode could have left you a little bit to be desired, left something to be desired in you. Some people like single player and they want to play it more, but I know it's a multiplayer game. Don't kill me now. But I think the single player left something to be desired, and the online aspect made me angry that you had to buy these like packs to get gun skins, and I just hate EA for doing that, but whatever. Just what EA does.
They made a good game. William, what's your rating?
Well, I really like the campaign, but I have 2 big complaints about it that kind of hurt my rating. I would give it the whole game a 9 out of 10, but the tank scenes when you're in the single player campaign, when the other tanks are battling you, they had more health than you, and there's no strategy what they're doing. They just rolled up, stayed put, fired at you. So you can tell the Battlefield game has never been known for the campaign. It gets better and better, and this one's their best, of course, but they still need to work on the AI for that. I would rather that they actually have more strategy and then just rolling up to you, staying put, having more health than you, so you have to take cover. And also, Lawrence of Arabia, you fight one of the armored trains in that, and it was the most frustrating battle I've ever played, because you have to run up to one of those old guns that you load very slowly, and if you hear like a noise that the train does, and then it destroys your gun. And I was playing on hard difficulty, and it was really, really frustrating because it was very inconsistent and went on fire, and I just died really easy, and I was stuck on it for like an hour. I was so frustrated.
But what is your rating?
8 out of 10.
Ooh, similar rating.
It
Yay.
doesn't hurt it that much because overall it's mainly about the multiplayer and I enjoyed it. So
Cool. So far an 8. Tommy, what do you think?
I didn't really play the campaign, so I can't speak on that. But playing the multiplayer, I would probably give it like an 8 out of 10.
Oh, nice.
Solid 8. Shuri, based on what you heard, 1 out of 5. What's your rating?
You get like a basic rating.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, go.
Like a 4.
A 4?
I guess.
I was gonna say a 4 too,
That's safe.
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So 8. Yeah, that would be an 8.
I mean, honestly, it's a solid game. They made a good game. It's not the reason I knock it. I just knock it because it came out from EA.
Picky.
No, it came out from EA with like this beautiful display of what it was going to be like, and it kind of left you lacking on the single player.
well, I didn't talk about this, but I also noticed more and more games are, instead of slowing down the frame rate for everything, they're slowing down the frame rate for like character sprites or little effects, or like with Halo 5, when you're really zoomed out far and you look at all the other players when they're playing, they're like very jittery, and it doesn't even look like they're, when you go close to them you see it better. But when you're really far away, they look really jittery, like have a really, really low frame rate.
Yeah.
Same thing for this game. I kind of noticed.
Yeah, well.
Especially with Watch Dogs 2. And Watch Dogs 2 is really bad.
Yeah, it's Watch Dogs is bad.
When it goes in the periphery, you can see very, very bad. So it had to take a lot of shortcuts, but it looks amazing still.
Well, the map overview of the map looks good. I mean, still, but I know what you're talking about. Like, you can see them like just moving around like little thingies.
So it seems like on the consoles they've come because you put it on PS4 Pro. I played it on PS4 Pro. You play it on regular PS4. Which is pretty much just a resolution difference and a little bit more
speed on your side.
Oh, better frame it a little bit. On the PC side, it's become more about, you don't have these shortcuts. You just have the same graphics, but you don't have the shortcuts where these sprites have different frame rates and stuff like that. So it's like, it seems like if you want the experience without any shortcuts, you go to PC now.
Yeah.
Cool. So 8 out of 10. Good
PC.
rating. Should we go to topic number 2?
I love that you caught all that, and we're sitting there like, dude, I just remember shooting the gun.
PC Master Race.
All right. Topic of the week number 2. Underworld Blood Wars.
So,
What
did
do
you
you
see
guys
it?
think?
I did
who
not see
saw
it.
Just us over here, and then no Sohail, no Shuri.
Nope.
No. I
Never watched
the
it.
other one.
I'm just going to open with this.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if I could see Kate Beckinsale's more often in movies that are not Underworld, that would be nice.
Yeah.
But
That's true. She hasn't been in very many.
she's like mainly in
Even
this
her
movie.
character in Van Helsing was very much this character. Do you remember
Maybe
her
she has
character
a
in Van Helsing?
contract where she can't do anything.
You can't do anything but
She has to be
Underworld
wearing-
movies. You're
She
done.
has to be
Yes.
wearing boots and tight leather every
She was in
every time.
Serendipity.
I don't know what that is.
Boots and
That's why she did that one, and she's like, I'm not successful. Back to the
My main
tight leather.
complaint
Back to the
with
latex.
all
The
these
latex.
Underworld movies has been the vampires always felt too weak to me. Like they constantly die left and right. Every one of these movies I see. In this movie, I actually got a feeling that hey, they're actually pretty strong because it opens up with Kate Beckinsale being beat with crowbars, and it's just like pretty much like you hear her pounding, but she's still like getting back up. So I was actually kind of impressed. I got the feeling that the vampires are actually pretty strong in this.
And did she look old?
Nope.
I couldn't tell.
She don't fuck.
So the
Didn't
is,
look like
I'm telling
they
you
is
now,
she
aged.
getting too
that
old?
girl does not age.
She's
I don't
very
know.
much hiding it though.
I think she's a fucking vampire, like for real.
She's a
Like,
real
she,
vampire.
She don't age. Every time she showed up and she was wearing the spandex, latex, whatever, I just kept nudging Will like, and he just kept laughing.
And I'm like, don't look.
Yeah, you're over there like, don't look. There's nothing. Oh God, Timmy.
How old is she?
I don't know. How old is she?
Let's look up her age.
I don't know, but she looked good.
I don't know, but I remember watching the first Underworld ones. I mean, it wasn't memorable, so I don't remember them at all.
She's only 43.
No, she's fine.
Yeah, she's still youngish.
Once you get to the 50s, then it's hard to hide that crap.
Yeah.
I can tell you, the original draw of these movies for me was the whole vampires versus the Lycans. Obviously, that was a draw. However, the thing I still watched all the movies, but I was starting to get really pissed because it was starting to go down that typical route that a lot of these, power, supernatural kind of like shows go, where they have or movies in general, where they just keep trying to escalate the power, and it gets ridiculous. Like, it's like, all right, now you're the strongest. Now you're a hybrid. Now you're like a god hybrid.
Like
now
Resident Evil?
It's so stupid. It's I call it the Naruto effect, where it just keeps going ridiculously to the point where you're like Goku now.
I'm not going to go into spoils, but I call it the Gandalf effect in this movie.
No, I mean, I know where you're going with it, but there's a lot to her power, and it just amazes me how we just can keep going. Like, they just keep making. She's apparently the strongest vampire of all time. They said this girl was bitten. Like, how the fuck?
They said her battle skills or war skills are unrivaled.
Well, all right. You want to give you the lowdown on what makes her the strongest?
Okay, give it to me.
All right.
She distracts him with her pleasure.
She originally gets bitten by Victor, right? Mm-hmm. That's how she turns. Victor was an elder.
Victor Crumb.
So immediately she is, a higher tier than most of the regular vampires. Then she, obviously meets Michael Corvin, whatever the fuck his name is. He has got the blood, whatever, and he gives her blood, and somehow she turns into a hybrid. And then she fights, the other elders, and then somewhere along the third or second movie, she drinks the blood of okay, so Marcus is the first vampire. His dad, Alexander or some shit like that, she drinks that guy's blood. So
she drinks a lot of blood.
She drinks a lot of shit. And so so technically, by drinking that guy's blood, she is now on basically the same tier as the very first vampire that ever existed. Making her... It
seems like most circumstances, drinking the blood is kind of a temporary effect, though.
Yeah, but for whatever reason, it doesn't do that for her. So once she did that, she was able to stand in sunlight.
Can I stop you for a second? Is this in this movie?
Is it because she gave birth?
Explaining before. Yeah.
This is the up to this point.
Do you think maybe it's because she gave birth? Is that part of why?
Well, I think it all correlates with all that. Because the effects of the main bloodline, because the way this whole thing starts is that the father had a disease, and this disease passed on to his two sons. One became a vampire, one became a werewolf. The werewolf wasn't stable, and he creates the lichen species, and then the vampire one, Marcus, he creates the vampires, and that's where all the fucking war starts, because they try to control the brother's uncontrollable, there's fighting and ego and all that shit. And somehow she just keeps gaining power. And then, of course, in this one, she steps it up even higher somehow. And she's basically like a god at this point.
She's reincarnated.
And it's just like, where do you go from there? You know what I mean? The other thing that was kind of weird in my book, like when I was listening to it, it was like, there's only 3 covenants, apparently. Which is the main one where the Victor guy gets his head cut in half, which everyone knows from the first one.
Movie, yeah.
So that coven destroyed. So there's only 2 left.
Well, yeah, didn't they say there were more?
And they show both in this one.
Didn't they say there were more, but they were just like diminishing? There's like less and less of them.
Yeah, they're just apparently the machine guns apparently don't help lifespan. They're killing more than they're making. I mean, you would think for a species where you can just create more, they'd have like a fucking gigantic army, but they don't.
You're reminding me of Blade.
It's selfish.
Where they make tons of vampires.
Like, you're not worthy.
And apparently, I mean, that's what it is. I don't know. There just seems to be a lot of power play.
Yeah.
For not that many races left,
Do you think, off topic, do you think Wesley Snipes will ever do another Blade?
No.
He's had too many tax problems. I don't think he'll ever do it.
They'll never.
Won't he need the money?
I do have one positive thing that I like about the Underworld series.
What?
Is that the guys they pick to play the elder characters are really good.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
They're
like
really good.
They picked, having the first guy. I don't even know what their names are, but the first
Michael
guy,
Jackson.
Victor, who dies.
Yeah,
he was a cool elder. He fits the role of an elder vampire. And this one, the guy from Game of Thrones who plays the dad of the Lannisters. Again, I don't know what his name is, but he's an elder. And then the guy, if you ever watched Leonardo da Vinci, the series, the guy who plays the fake Pope, he's also one of the elders. All really good picks for an elder asshole vampire. Like, I was sitting there like thinking, like, how could you find another person who looks like a really stuck up kind of vampire elder? They fucking nail it every time. I'm just like, I am sitting there like, didn't this guy die? Oh wait, no, that's a different guy. It's amazing to me. One thing that killed it though was this pretty boy vampire they had go running around with her. It was just like, what is happening? Is this turning into Twilight? Like, what the fuck?
I didn't have a problem with that. I didn't feel that too much. I don't know what kind of pretty boy. I didn't see no pretty boys.
What? The main character, everyone gushes over him.
I don't know. I didn't.
Oh, that's because you like weird shit.
I like weird shit. You think vampires are not weird shit?
He's not
anymore.
He's not Diego Luna, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't have an accent.
What if it was Diego Luna?
Oh my god, can you imagine? There's like a Spaniard fucking
Oh
covenant.
my gosh, that'd be amazing.
Oh my god, it's fucking like a Zorro vampire.
I do not.
Running on rooftops in a cape and shit with a mask. Jumps down, bites him. Ole!
I don't understand what you see in him. I'm sorry.
What'd you guys think
You
of
need
the...
to not say things about negative about him.
What'd you guys think of the villain?
He was cool. I liked him. There was certain times where I thought he was Michael.
Well,
because the striking resemblance and all that. It took me a bit to figure out what the hell was going on, but I thought he was. I mean, he seemed more intimidating at first, and then as he got a little more badass towards the end, where he just didn't seem to give a fuck about what was happening. He never got hit at all during that one scene where everyone's shooting guns. Not a single bullet went his way, which was amazing to me. Like, how the fuck the
scene where they like basically flex and the bullets come back out is kind of funny. I laughed a little bit.
That was cool though. That just shows. Cool. That just shows like how powerful they are. That like they can just fucking repel it. You know what that reminded me of? Fucking X-Men. Wolverine, where he does that. Was it Wolverine who does it? Somebody does that in one movie where he just flexes and all the bullets fall out of him.
I think it was.
I think it was.
Was it Wolverine?
Right?
It was Wolverine.
Yeah, it was Wolverine.
Who else would do it?
He gets like shot all over, and they're all like, "Dude, how's he walking?" He's like, "Mrrr," and all the bullets fall out.
There's Diego Luna. He can do it.
Yeah, he probably could.
No.
So now the question is, where do you think the story's gonna go from here?
I don't know. It's kind of left it to like. She went super.
How many Underworlds is there? How many Underworlds do you have in a movie?
I mean, I can tell you right now. I mean, one of the best ones they made was the prequel one, where they show how it all started, where it was more medieval. It was cooler then.
I think obviously,
and I think they should go more into that world.
The only direction they could go is the daughter,
which is that's obviously hinted. So I mean, from there, where do you go from there? I mean, there's maybe one or two more movies left.
The daughter grew up and now is power hungry. I don't know.
They're legitimately milking the fuck out of this franchise.
Well, what I can say, like
this is the worst milking I've ever seen.
Kate Beckinsale's almost out of milk.
Oh my god, stop.
Oh man.
No.
Sorry.
That wasn't awkward. No. But anyway, so the movie was, from what I saw, I'm like, it looks the same to me. But
it is. It really is the same.
But I mean, they're milking it. But if they made another Blade movie, count me in.
Well, I don't know. For a vampire movie, I actually enjoyed this. It wasn't the stupid sparkly vampires. That was cool.
Yeah, I mean,
let's go to ratings then. What would you rate it, Tommy?
I'd give it 7.5.
7.5. Okay.
7.5 what's?
7.5 droplets of blood.
Oh, look, that's stupid.
Wow.
How about you, William? Haters. What would you rate it?
7 out of 10 vampire Gandalfs.
Wow.
Oh, I guess I'm gonna be too nice. 8 out of 10. I actually enjoyed it. I mean, it was like
I enjoyed it, but there was a lot
dark.
Of,
there was vampires. It made sense. It was weird. I liked it.
You know where they fucked up in this series with starting off with having guns. That's where they fucked up.
You know what they should have did?
Killed the reason to have power.
You should have said 7 out of 10 UV bullets.
No.
7 out of 10 silver bullets. 7 out of 10 bathtubs.
I refuse.
7 out of 10 bathtubs of feces.
I will not do this with you.
Where was that from?
8 out of 10 ray of light. So kill you. Sorry. Anyways, so we're just gonna say it was a solid 7.5. Solid 7.5.
Wow,
7.8.
solid 7.5.
7.5.
I think it was a solid 7.8, but whatever.
I mean, I think that's a rating most men give to.
Are you gonna say penises?
No, I was gonna say something about to keep milk and sell running out of milk.
Okay.
All right.
She does a good job. Don't get me wrong.
I'm running out of milk.
No, I mean like just playing the character. I think the problem is the story is running dry.
Yeah, true.
At this point, it's like
Why
there's
don't
literally nowhere else to go.
Why don't
She's
people tell us
fucking
what you would think?
reincarnated. She's literally reincarnated.
She's 41. She
left.
can't be a wet nurse much longer.
There's nothing left.
Whoa, Will. Whoa.
Oh my gosh. Let's just move on.
That's an actual job description. Wet nurse.
So let's go to
I want
the
a wet nurse.
listeners.
Hello,
Confessions. Listener confessions. So we got a tweet, guys. And it's from @the_swamp_donkey. That is a cool name.
Hi at the Swamp Donkey.
Hello. Why Swamp Donkey? Can you please
'Cause he's
reply?
draining.
Shrek.
But
Sure.
why are they specifically the Swamp Donkey?
Because the donkey lives in the swamp with Shrek, okay?
But why are they the Swamp
Oh my
Donkey?
God.
Maybe
I
they-
just want to know, please.
Maybe he lives in a swamp and
Tune
he's a
us
dog.
back with your answer.
Maybe he wishes he could talk like Eddie Murphy.
Okay.
Maybe he is Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, maybe he is.
Anyways, you guys want to hear what they said?
That would be
Yes,
nice.
Okay.
please.
I probably buy way too many video games and never get around to playing them all. Never enough time.
Guilty.
Oh, and that's I am dressed up as Bruce Wayne pretending to be Batman. Ha.
I want to know what that means.
I think he's saying that he buys a lot of games, but he doesn't get around to playing them because he spends
No.
most of his time dressing up as Batman.
But I got confused because I thought they were going to say, I buy all these games, don't get time to play them, but I have all these games. So I'm like Bruce Wayne, but then I pretend to be Batman. So that kind of threw me out. I thought they were going, I'm a rich person. But then they said, I'm Batman.
No, pretending to be Batman.
I mean,
Pretending to be Batman.
But if he's Bruce Wayne, then he's rich.
I guess Batman doesn't have time to play video games.
I mean, you don't
so
have to
it
be
makes
rich
sense.
to own a bunch of games. I mean, there's plenty of people who have tons of games and they're not by any means rich. I mean, hell, I buy a crap ton of games and I don't play them. Not all of them. Hell, I got Watch Dogs. I played it like, what,
Hey,
10
Tommy.
minutes?
Your game
Tell
collection's
me.
lacking.
Are you rich?
I wouldn't classify myself as rich.
Are you
Not
middle
yet.
class?
I'm like rising class.
Rising class? Okay.
I'm trying to strive.
Maybe now that Trump. is
I'll put
here.
myself as oatmeal class because I'm not good enough to get
Oatmeal?
oatmeal
Oatmeal?
class because I'm not porridge level, but I'm not like
What?
I got
You're
oatmeal.
not like flavored water.
Yeah, I don't nor water, so I'm like oatmeal class, and above me is like oatmeal with raisins, and then above that is oatmeal with cinnamon and raisins
I call
strawberries?
myself.
and
I
strawberries.
call myself the Swamp Donkey class.
You
Swamp
shut up.
Donkey class.
You are.
all my money goes to video games and never play them all.
I know right now that in like probably 20 years from now, you're gonna open up a tech museum because you're gonna have all the tech from like the early 2000s. And you're gonna be like, yep, and this was the first VR headset, and this is the coolest attachment.
I would
No
have
one's
all
gonna
the.
have it.
I would have all the boxes for the original Dreamcast. I would have the box for the Sega Genesis. I would have the box for.
You have all that?
I would, but now I only have the box for Nintendo 64 because my freaking family threw away some of those boxes. I'm so mad.
I'm sorry.
Do you have the actual systems though?
I have the systems.
Well, then who gives a shit about the box?
the box is a big deal to
The
collectors.
box can
The
add
box.
a lot of value.
We're
to
talking
an
about.
item.
Would you ever go to a museum and see a fucking dinosaur bones in a box? No.
What
Wanna see
is
that
he
shit?
talking
if it came in a box, I'd want to see it.
Dinosaur bones in a box. Did they come shipped in that box? Probably not.
What, you think they ship them bone by bone and just put them on an airplane like on a
All right,
passenger
stop
seat?
while you're ahead. Stop while you're ahead.
You
Well,
know
Tommy,
where I'm going with this.
Tommy, let me tell you what to do. If you have a confession you would like to say,
All right, let me know.
you can send an email at contact@nerdconfessions.net or send a tweet to @nerdconfessions with the number 0 replacing these O's.
Because that asshole stole our name.
Don't say asshole. He just happened to have it before us.
Yeah, he had the handle before us, but he doesn't
use it.
since 2000 whatever.
Why didn't we call ourselves Nerd Confessions Podcast instead?
It's too long. It
Too
won't
long.
let me.
We're more than a podcast. We're a platform.
Yes.
Nerd Confessions platform.
No, they
That'd be
won't.
weird.
Twitter won't allow it. It's too long.
Nerd Confessions #1
Ellie,
_1
that'd be weird.
or _ real.
A little weird.
Nerd
Anyways,
Confessions podcast.
You just send us emails or send tweets to that other account, not the Nerd Confession, the one with the zeros.
We're more than happy to read it on the air. And also, If you want to send us any type of like music you're working on, we'll put it at the end of our podcast. We won't be using anything that we have to pay you for, but if you want to, we'll put it at the end of the podcast so we can listen to it. Have a great time.
As long as you don't have a producer already, it's going to flag our shit.
But we're going to stop this. I'm just, what? Well, that wraps up this week's confession. Join us next week for more discussions and opinions on things that pique our interest. If you have any confessions you would like us to discuss, feel free to send it our way. As always, we want to thank all our listeners and followers for tuning in and supporting us. Share us, like us, review us, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Whatever you want to do, every bit helps us grow. And don't forget, you can find our previous episodes and bonus content on our website, nerdconfessions.net. This is a nerd with Nerd Confessions signing off.
Bye.
Bye.
Hasta la vista.
Hey, bye, guys. If you guys have any music, please send it our way. I want to play it at the end of the podcast. Thank you. But don't have it pre-produced. It has to be something that you've made personally. Thanks. Bye.
Yeah.
Like duck sounds.
Logging out of Nerd Confessions. Connections terminated. Transmission over.
Like duck sounds?